A picture is worth 1,000 words. This is a phrase we have all heard at least 1,000 times, but sometimes a picture is more than what just meets the eye. Only 100 years ago, people believed that everything they saw in photographs were true. As long as a photograph was taken where and when the caption says it is generally thought to be accurate and, at times, even more reliable than the testimony of human eyewitnesses. It was from there that photojournalism was born. Photojournalism is defined as the process of storytelling using the medium of photography in order to tell a news story. Photojournalism erupted in the 1930s and is still the main device media sources use in order to communicate stories. But in the last 40 years or so, the line between fact and fiction, news and entertainment, information and advertising has become increasingly blurred. The media wants you to see what it wants you to see. In this presentation, we will explore the ethics of photojournalism and how the well-equipped and highly opinionated public has been making its own rules surrounding this form of visual storytelling. Journalism ethics have been pushed aside in order to get images out first. It is not at all uncommon for media outlets to take some creative liberty with the images that they choose to publish. In 1982, one of the first major cases of digital manipulation that occurred was when National Geographic squeezed a photograph of the pyramids of Giza so that the whole scene would fit onto the cover. As you can see here, you can see the cover to your right and the original image to the left. If you were to crop that image to fit into the cover, it would not be the same. The two peaks would not relatively be in the same places, and you would not be able to get that fantastical image that you get on the cover today. Time magazine had a similar situation in 1994 with its O.J. Simpson cover. It featured a mugshot of Simpson darkened to evoke a dramatic tone. As you can see here, you can see the same image on the Newsweek magazine versus the Time magazine. The Time magazine image has been darkened so that his skin tone is even darker, and the edges have been vignetted to convey a sense of villainy and darkness. These edited images were done so intentionally in order to fulfill someone's artistic vision or to subliminally implant a certain emotion or idea into viewership's minds. Many others question the ethics of photojournalism, as it seems that those in tragic situations or whose cultures are unfamiliar are being exploited. In some cases, photojournalism can contribute to stereotypes if framed without integrity. In other cases, the forms of the impoverished and minors are exploited for the greed of media. The sales of those photos can make thousands, but they see no benefit from it. Is this right, or is this just the gray area of photojournalism that still somehow manages to evade judgment? Today, cameras are commonplace with smartphones in nearly every person's pocket. Many major news sources will have journalists and editors lift images from these citizen photojournalists' social media profiles. The vast majority of the public, especially the generations that were practically born with smartphones in their hands, are extremely unaware of the nuances of photojournalistic ethics, clicking photos regardless of consent. Many will edit these photos in the hopes that it will get them more attention via social media engagement. Even more concerning are the public who intentionally create and distribute falsified images, contributing to the already heated socio-political climate and a surplus of fake news. We also need to take into consideration how society digests these images. Social media and the harsh reporting of news has somewhat desensitized the masses. Violence, sex, and tragedy are no longer shocking to most, bringing us to the argument of what is considered ethical and what is simply labeled as personal taste. What one person could find inappropriate could be somewhat normal to their neighbor. And with that, the ethics of the photojournalism line gets even blurrier. The next time you view a story from a media site, consider the imagery you're seeing with intention. A picture might be worth 1,000 words, but your personal compass is what gives it its true meaning.